Hey everybody, welcome back to the Toy Duo team.
I feel the need for speed.
And TV and movies too.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Toy Duo. We come to you every Saturday and we talk about action figures, pop culture, TV, and movie news you didn't know you needed. And this week is episode 84, which means we'll have a brief history lesson of 1984 as we travel through the 80s.
Yay.
Hey, those are some smooth moves, John. I just want to let you know. There at the intro. What you did.
I miss Vern doing the Mandalorian Spinorama.
That's a different show. That's Rick wanted to do like a whole spreadsheet thing, but we don't do spreadsheets here.
Well, let's call it a pie chart then.
If you can find a different way to track a list of things, then maybe we can do like a top something, but it's never going to be a top 10. I'm sorry. It just takes too long.
No. A bar graph?
Oh,
That's like an hour and a half of people trying to imagine what their top something. I can't even do a top 10 action figures at the end of the year. That's too difficult for me.
I'll just keep it to 5.
Yeah. Anyways, let's say hi to some of the hosts that showed up. It's Wicked Dino, only because he's riding on the coattails of his Wicked video, which he's made $337. We got Rick Strong, who are you going to bicycle your way through Italy? Is that your new thing? And then Sabre John. That's
how Sabretooth spells his name.
Sabira John.
That's how Sabretooth spells his name. It's French. Saber John. Jeez.
And then
Blade.
And Dandy. Dan,
Mr.
he's
Marvel
only here for the
doesn't
food.
even
What are you eating? Is that a taquito or an egg roll?
What's for breakfast?
Protein bar.
That looks good.
Oh, protein bar. All right.
Is it really nice?
It's better than what I got. I got this.
Nice.
It's my bar, man.
I can't believe you guys brought snacks.
You do some early trick or treating?
You don't need that for popcorn. Oh, at Disney World, they had Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And they were literally shoveling. They had shovels that went into barrels, so they were shoveling candy into these bags. When I stopped bag again for Dino. When I stopped at the house, I gave half of it to my mom, so she wouldn't have to buy trick or treat candy this year.
That's a good idea.
Because I wasn't going to eat all this candy. I was like,
sure.
Let's boo this. Dino, you should trademark that before Disney does. I know they stole Dino's thing.
Let's do this.
They did. They stole Dino.
Oh, let's boo this.
When I was there, I said, "Oh my gosh!" It says, "Let's boo this," and they were like, "Yeah, we saw this YouTube channel called Geek Strong, and he always goes, let's do this." So we decided to steal it and put it on the bag.
Could you imagine?
I just and then they were like, just don't tell that guy who owns that channel that we stole his phrase.
Yeah, because he actually stole it from me.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, I used to say it all the time, but I got rid of it.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. He actually stole it from somebody else.
That's so 2 years ago.
I didn't steal it from anybody. I always just
Dan Larson or one of those big YouTubers.
No, I didn't
I
steal
said
it
it
from
once
anybody.
and I got a copyright claim.
You did?
Yeah. Dino.
The only reason why I emphasized it is because the Padawan Collector mentioned that's a good outro, so I started emphasizing the "let's do this" or intro.
Now it's really weird because when Dino says popcorn bucket, I always hear popcorn bucket, and now he's saying emphasize, but I think he's saying empathize, and I'm like, cool. I have a lot of empathy for the way you say that too, but I mean,
it's emphasis. He's saying,
but I'm not one to talk about words because I say all my action figures are very articulated or articulable. And I'm like, I don't think that's correct.
I like
either.
that though.
Yeah.
Jonathan says that "let's do this" is the big phrase of 1984.
It probably is. I think it's going to be in the history lesson. Let's say hi to Gary's Grills. He's in the chat. He was guest hosting last week. We're going to definitely have Gary back. He was a lot of fun, especially there was a lot of times where he was just checking his text messages. So that goes right along. He was like the perfect fill-in for John, who halfway through the show would just be like editing his own video over there or answering phone calls and stuff.
Oh, hey, Dino, what's going on?
Yeah, it'll be Dino that calls during the...
they're probably texting each other right now. Jonathan Redmond is here. Storyteller 0111 is in the chat. We got
it's actually been
all the hosts. So
it actually has been
I think that's it.
Gary and Dino who've been texting me while this show's going on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm actually watching the stream on my phone right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Do you guys do that regularly?
You can multitask.
I do it to give you an extra viewer.
Oh,
it's the only view.
Like people are watching.
Suddenly, Bird's like, wait a minute, the 5 views I'm getting are the 5 people that's on.
So the 5 people watching right now are, besides Jonathan, is
every view counts.
Let's do this.
All right. All right. Anyways, the opinions expressed by the host. I'm not even going to read this again. You guys already know we
have a disclaimer right there. So
we are officially in the disclaimer mode. So, anyways, we like to start the show. Well, we didn't used to like to start the show, but we're doing this nowadays because halfway through the show, from Geek Strong, who has been hanging out with us the last few weeks, is constantly asking for bragging cam. So we just moved it right up front. We can just get this over with. So, does anybody have anything that they want to show off or share this week?
Sure, but you can take my hey off the screen.
Okay.
Hey. Oh, that's my bad. Sorry.
So I'll go through real quick.
We got to start the show like this.
Video coming soon.
Move myself up behind the bird, Dan.
The Transformers GI Joe triple tank with Sergeant Slaughter and Leatherneck.
Cool. Yeah,
and amazingly, it looks just like the original Triple T tank toy from GI Joe.
It does.
I can't believe how good that looks.
I really like these. I think these are cool.
It really does transform into a good looking Transformer too.
That's
and
crazy.
The Joes fit on the back. They can ride around on the Transformer. Isn't that cool?
So those Joes are O-rings, right?
Yeah, O-ring. Yep.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Oh wow. Are they the size of the originals?
$59.
Yeah, yeah. Size same as the originals.
That's cool.
We have Swoop, the final Dinobot from the movie line, has come out. So now we have all 5 Dinobots. So that's
John,
great.
how much was that Transformer one, the first one you showed?
The Triple T tank? I think they are about $60.
That's not bad. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Wolverine and Sabretooth. However Vern said it. Sabre. Yeah.
Sabare.
And this is a good. This is a really good Sabretooth. This is the Sabretooth I've been waiting for in Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that this finally showed up, and the proper Sabretooth can enter the Wolverine villains section.
No, John,
a little bit bigger too.
Did you have the one from the Apocalypse Bath Wave? Does it look like? Because it looks like that one a lot.
No, that looks way too thin and terrible.
That is really cool.
Yeah, when you take that out of the back,
not the Age of Apocalypse. The Apocalypse Build-A-Figure.
Maybe not. Then I don't know.
Hold on. Sorry.
John, do you think that's the right Wolverine to go with that set? You think? What do you think?
It's okay because technically you shouldn't have a shirt on. Because it's if you're mimicking the comic appearance of the of Sabretooth and Wolverine's fight.
Now that
but it's all right.
Looking at it closer,
they do. Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
That was my favorite one up until the point where they released the one that you just got. But I like it.
Yeah, they might be the same body. You're right.
But the first
new one's bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hammerhead.
Nice.
And here you go. This is the cool one.
Do you know you got Hammerhead yet?
No, I don't get Black Series. I haven't seen. If I see them in stores, I might pick them up, but I won't pre-order them.
The 12-inch Wolverine.
Yeah, that's
Hano
cool.
from
Is that a hot
like
toy?
real hair on his arms?
It's Hano toys. Hano.
Hano? Why is he standing like that?
Is that real? It looks like he's got real hair.
You
on
would
his
too
arms.
if you had that between your legs.
I was gonna say that looks
And-
uncomfortable.
The stand, yeah, the stand is crazy. Gary told me of a different stand that will work that he bought, and he likes it a lot. So I'm going to switch the stand out for one of those because this is a ridiculous stand, actually.
So is that?
I have a perfect item that I picked up.
Hold on, is that a figure or a statue?
Figure.
So when you can the elbows bend more?
Yes, but see, the problem is this is skin. Like
it's real human skin.
Yeah, it's real human skin.
Oh wow!
But what I'm worried about is I don't want to bend the elbows all the way and have this be stressed, and then one day I walk over there because I posed him in I made him in such a cool pose that it looks awesome, but then the skin rips because it's made of rubber. You know what I mean?
Well, surely they gotta consider that. I'm sure it's designed to.
Do the muscles get bigger when you bend his arms like the old Big Jim figures?
I don't know.
Did they really grow?
Yeah, when you have the Big Jim, when you bent his arm, the muscle got bigger.
And there's a current anime figure that does that too.
I haven't done a full review on this yet. I haven't.
Okay, so you haven't really.
Yeah.
Gary is not calling it skin; he's calling it medical grade silicone.
Okay, but even
so not real skin. So there's not some dude in like a
there's a skin farm in.
Yeah, there's not some
Buffalo
seamstress guy hidden in some house with butterflies or whatever.
Yeah,
making those figures.
Likes the lotion on the skin.
Yep.
Is that everything, John?
So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Dan, that all was Mickey Mouse's autograph.
That all was here when
you got back.
When I arrived back from Disney. So.
What'd you pick up from Disney? Anything?
Oh, that's all in the Yoda collection now, and the video's up already.
What about you, Dan? You got anything?
I do, but I left it upstairs because I had to let it cure. But I'll show you the little flyer for it if you'll see it.
Oh, nice.
They're potion sets. Harry Potter potion sets.
Yeah.
The little ones that you can use with your figures.
Yeah. Well, no, they're little. I mean, they're not that small. They
come in a ball, right? The mini burst.
You know what? Let me reach one of the things over here because I got some of the accessories that came with it.
Is it a mini brand? Is that what it?
Yeah,
it's
a mini.
Yes.
I saw mini brands this week for books. Like they had little books.
Somebody shoplifted the display out of my store.
That was Dino.
That was me. I didn't shoplift anything.
No, cool.
And they're like real working little parts like this. Like you actually have to take these vials and put them in the little bowl and crush it up like you're making a little potion.
Uh-huh.
And then you put the pot, the kettle, has a resin in it. And then like I said, the potion bottle is upstairs because it's got a cure. You have to put it in the sun. But you put all that in there and then you mix it up to whatever whatever look you want. And then it even comes a little cork. You put that on the bottle. And this whole thing has a little display stand so you can display it in the capsule if you want once you get everything done.
Huh.
Wow, that's really cool.
Man.
And it looks like a potion bottle.
Yeah, right.
What does it taste like?
I'm pretty sure somewhere in these instructions it said do not ingest. But
I guarantee if it's a children's toy, it's edible.
Is it? Okay.
Well, they wouldn't sell it to children if it was poisonous.
Hold on, let me try.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Story color.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure it's not toxic if.
Don't ingest any, Dan. Just don't ingest any, regardless of what the instructions say.
But if we were
the scale is perfect for cats who want to become wizards.
All right, Rick, you got anything?
No, just making some. I'll be making some prototype mini boxes. So I have some prints, but no new toys. I did get a shipping update notification from good old Amazon Canada about my retro Acolyte 6-pack saying it's going to ship next week.
Awesome.
And I wasn't super excited. I'm like, oh, yay.
That's cool.
So I think I'd rather have those episode 1, episode 2 figures. I see people getting them in the UK now, the new retros.
All right, cool. I got this one. This is from Bro Toys. It's supposed to be Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. I think it's actually a pretty good figure. It doesn't scale super great with the other 6-inch figures, but I think it looks pretty good.
What, is she smaller, you think?
Yeah, a little bit smaller. Let me show you.
Oh, she's just broken in half.
Like most women.
Smaller than the other women, though.
So.
Oh, now that other one broke in half.
Oh,
so
okay,
yeah. So, butt ahead.
And her middle torso is silicone, right?
So there's so the thing here has some sort of a skin or something on it too, John, because if you look at that lower part of the neck moves.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah, that's very cool.
But you don't see the joint and stuff in there.
Man, Buffalo Bill's been busy.
Yeah. Yep.
Vern, what brand did you say it was?
Bro Toys.
Huh.
Buffalo Bill has his own figure line he's making now.
Yep.
Well, you can make a lot of figures out of one human skin, right?
Yeah.
So I think that wraps up the bragging camp for this week. Nobody else? Any alibis?
That's what the Cenobites from Hellraiser have been doing. You know, they take all those people that they capture while playing with the box and skin them and then sell the skin to other toy companies so that they can make action figures out of them.
Totally true.
Yeah.
Cenobites.
I think I'm going to show my stuff on my channel because I think more people will watch it.
Nobody watches.
All right. So we'll move on then.
Dino just went live.
Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Strong. On my channel, I'm going to show some cool pickups.
All right. So saying hello to JT, Mod Extras in here, Ricardo, Mr. B.
Ricardo, right?
Ricardo, Mr. B, Prophet, right? I saw Prophet in there.
Prophet popped in. Yep.
Let's see. And all right. So we ready to move on then?
No, I have.
Anyone else get an Amazon toy catalog?
I can tell if you were serious or not.
John,
is he ever?
Come on, man. It's me. All right. So last week I did pick up this vintage Beetlejuice and box.
Beetlejuice.
And he does talk.
Oh crap! Guess who just showed up over there? I don't believe it. It actually works.
So that's pretty cool. I like that. I went to Walmart today and they have Series 11. This is the only one I could find from WWE.
Video choppy all of a sudden.
Oh wow!
Yeah, am I choppy? Is my audio choppy?
No, you're fine.
Is it me or is it?
He's messing with you.
It was no for real. My audio sounded like it was crackling earlier. Yeah. Let me know in the comments if I'm
I didn't hear it.
If I'm all choppy. But Rey Mysterio, this is Series 11, so they have Razor Ramon and Brutus the Barber in this wave. So I'll be looking for those two.
My Walmart still has 12 Ric Flairs from 2 years ago.
Yep.
The Ric Flairs and the Hulk Hogan is pretty common. So you saw this I picked up a few weeks ago, right? So to go with that, I figured I finally saw this back in stock because they have the NECA Halloween 2 figure. And what's cool about this one, see the pumpkin? The pumpkin actually splits, right? And there's a skull. It looks like there's a skull in that pumpkin.
Oh, that's
the opening scene.
They said you're good, you know.
Nice.
Now look at this, Vern. You must know this. You guys must know this, right? Remember back in the 70s, they made that Godzilla model from Aurora.
Yeah.
This is that. This is the figure.
This is the model. Yeah.
And there's the back of the packaging.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I think that's a good looking one.
Yeah, this is super cool. I love the packaging. They had a skeleton one too, a skeleton Godzilla. I almost got it, but they're like 50, over $20 for that thing. It's little.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I don't buy them. I don't like the price.
I saw this at GameStop. I wanted to get this because it has the vintage backpack.
Yeah. It's almost the same.
I won't get them all. I picked up all the Street Sharks, the second series too.
Second series, yeah. Great packaging on those.
Yeah.
So Dino's kids aren't eating again this week.
Yeah. Well, they're in college, so now I can play. No, this is
so you're right. You're right though, John. They're not eating because they're in college.
No, yeah, right. No, this is all money from this all paid. The Wicked video I did, all this paid from that video.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Well, that's it's appropriate that he says that because it is bragging camp.
Yeah, exactly.
I am joking though. I didn't make anywhere near that. But Ben Cooper figures.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cooper ones. Yeah. Did you get the alien one yet?
Yeah, were those boxes different sizes?
Yep. Yeah, because each kid's a different size. Yep.
Wait, you found all those?
Yeah.
Did you grab an extra set?
I did. I grabbed an extra set and I sold them on eBay for triple the price. No, I didn't do it. I didn't do that. Last but not least, I was flipping through like Instagram or something, and somebody had like an old 1974 commercial, and I was like, I remember that toy. I had to get it, and it's Ice Birdie. Who remembers Ice Birdie?
It does look familiar.
It's an ice shaver. Check out the commercial, 1974 Ice Birdie. When I watched the commercial, I'm like, I had this, and I had to get it.
Problem is, we're in 1984.
Cheese grater.
Yeah,
I know.
So it basically is. So it has a little cup that pops on the back here, and it came with an ice tray that you would flip over, and that's what you would rake across. Mine didn't come with that, but originally it did. But this has never been used, minty. So I figured for the it was like $12 or something like that. I figured I'd have to get it. I thought it was.
Can you make an ice tray by basically like taking like a sheet pan, filling it like with an inch of water, and then just freezing it?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, anyways.
There were flavors you dripped into the ice when you were done. Do you have any of the flavors?
I don't.
You basically made your own icy, your own smoothie.
Yeah, exactly.
But it must be a banned toy, though.
You can get those flavors usually around summertime at like.
They didn't ban anything in the 70s, Rick. I mean, you can take this really sharp razor sharp shaving thing, put it in your toy box right next to your exploding light bulb oven.
Like
and your set of science experiments that came with radioactive material.
The chemistry set that had gunpowder in it
and real radioactive uranium inside of it.
And then you had, of course, you had that little electronic set where you could like make your own like trigger mechanisms.
Did they sell that right beside Dan Aykroyd's Bag O' Glass?
Bag O' Glass. Yeah. I know, right? I wonder how many kids use that on their friends or something, you know?
Because it's a cheese grater. Like it's,
So
no, but do you remember that?
I've never seen that before.
I'm not joking around. There was a science kit that came out in the 70s that had uranium in it, actual nuclear material. Like it was radioactive.
I have one more item I picked up. You ever see the movie The Ghoulies from the 80s?
Of course.
Right?
No way.
Nobody.
You know the poster?
Yeah.
Now I've always wanted.
When I was at Joe Fest, I was like, "Look at the Ghoulies figure they had." You remember that?
If you go,
I did a whole video where I talked about how Ghoulies influenced my collecting. Didn't you see it?
Wait,
yeah.
The Ghoulies from 1984.
Yeah,
where we all picked it up.
Yeah,
no,
for this
1984 Ghoulies, right?
They
had Ghoulies 1, Ghoulies 2, and the poster was the lizard or fish creature coming out of the toilet. I've always wanted to get, because you can go on Walmart or Amazon and purchase that stuffed ghoulie, but I've always had a problem trying to find one of the like a toy toilet. I was at Walmart and look what they have now, John. This is going to go great for your Wolverine.
Oh yeah, there's a whole line of toy toilets.
Look at that! It even flushes.
Wow. That is amazing.
Now, the ghoulies that they sell is 14 inches tall, so it might be
there's a mystery surprise in the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, that there is.
So give me a break.
I don't know what Ski Beatty is. I don't know really what
the company that makes these toy toilets.
Yeah, but I guess there's like you can get a head and put the head coming out of the toilet or whatnot. But I've always wanted to get a toilet to recreate that scene, and I thought this was pretty
Ghoulies. Cool. Ghoulies is the reason that before I sit down on the toilet to go to the bathroom, I always check inside to make sure that there's no ghoulie inside there.
So that'll make.
Could you imagine if you sat down and suddenly this ghoulie hand grabbed you from below? That would scare the crap out of me.
And I got this shirt from AMC. I picked up one for Mr. B also. Mr. B.
Does that glow in the dark?
I wish it did. I had 3 people compliment the shirt today. One, my wife, which she never compliments any of my shirts, and then 2 people in the stores.
Wow.
In the grocery stores, that is. But all right, you can pull me down. I think that's it.
Well, in the grocery stores, they those are women who are single trying to hit on you.
Did they subscribe to your channel?
You know, I actually thought about it. Hey, if you want to see a full review on this shirt, you can go to TikTok.
Oh, he's trying to sell TikTok because his TikTok is cooler for the cooler generation.
Yeah.
All right, so here is a little history lesson of 1984. We're doing this every week until people get tired of it and tell us, stop doing this stuff. We're traveling through the 80s. We're in episode 84, so that puts us in 1984. And you guys all knew this was coming, so did everybody brush up on their 1984 history?
Absolutely.
Out in 84.
We did our homework.
All right, so here are some iconic things from 1984. And no, that Hackers is not the Hackers movie that came out. That is actually in November of 1984. It was the first Hackers conference.
Oh.
And Van Halen came out. Look at that.
Yeah. Van Halen released their 6th studio album, 1984.
Is that the album called 1984?
Yeah, 1984. And then Michael Jackson. Why do we think that picture is up there in the top left corner of the screen? Does anybody remember what happened in 1984?
Yeah, he lit his hair on fire.
That was the hair, right?
He was bad.
That is the iconic moment when it was in January and his hair caught on fire making a Pepsi commercial.
Because he used that slow glow from Coming to America, that hair gel.
Stay soft, bro.
So the other thing that's on there is you got like a picture of a Chrysler minivan, basically, because what
is that when the minivan first came out?
It's not when vans came out, but it's when vehicles first became officially labeled minivans.
Gotcha.
And it was like the Chrysler Town and Country, the Dodge Caravan, and basically the Plymouth Voyager.
Yeah, I remember the Voyager. Yeah.
All right. So
I thought that was like later on in the 80s when they actually like.
And they tried. They all had to have like these space age names, like the Voyager, and then like a little bit later they came out with the Astro. Because they made it look like and I remember they showed the space shuttle. They were like, "This is," and then they would put the Astro van like over the space shuttle. It had the same front end. And they were like, "This is aerodynamically made to go into space." I was like, "No, it's not."
Tell me what this picture is, Rick, before I put it up.
That is a class photo from 1984.
All right, there you go.
Guess which one is Rick Strong?
Probably the shortest one.
Hold on.
I don't see a beard.
Do people think I'm short or something?
Oh, it's the one on the left there with the mullet.
The bottom left
in the black
Hold on.
shirt.
I say the back row with the pink and gray shirt.
Well, considering you can put your hand your thing over it, it says Rick Aslop. Yeah, I guess that one is Rick.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's 1984 when I first moved here to BC, grade 7.
All right, so here it is, a picture that he thinks was from 1984. Pretty good, Rick. You have a lot of old pictures like that?
I wish, man. I wish. I was looking for when we went to Universal Studios and stuff, like in Disneyland, and nothing, man. I got nothing. My mom might have a couple of albums, But yeah, because I remember the back lot and Back to the Future.
I might have a picture.
Semi trailers full of kit cars and 18 vans, and I know we got Polaroids or something somewhere.
All right, and then here are just a few of the movies that came out in 1984. You got The Terminator, Gremlins, Beverly Hills Cop, Karate Kid, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Ghostbusters, The Last Starfighter, Streets of Fire, Romancing the Stone, 16 Candles, and A Nightmare on Elm Street.
What a bad year for movies.
I know. How many of these?
Nightmare on Elm Street is good.
Dang.
I think I did not see Streets of Fire.
Okay.
Oh, that was a good movie.
But everything else I did.
Street, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Every single one of those I saw in the theaters except for Streets of Fire.
Have you ever seen Streets of Fire?
I don't think I have. I can't remember what it's about.
Has everyone else seen Streets of Fire?
I have.
Probably in '84.
All right. I have the movie soundtrack to Streets of Fire. That was a really, you know who's in it? Rick Moranis is in it. Michael Perry's in it. William Dafoe, Diane Lane.
I remember the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was about though.
Mike says he saw some.
It wasn't.
Was I Can't Drive 55 1984 too?
I don't know. Was that a Corey movie?
Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, because Hagar had left. Or wait,
Well, Van Halen came out with 1984. Sammy Hagar was not in Van Halen yet.
Not yet.
Not at that time. Yeah, that's what I mean. Who's like typing or doing something crazy here?
The movie between Nightmare on Elm Street and Romancing the Stone. Oh, that's 16 Candles. Jonathan?
That's me. I'm trolling.
So I have one right here. 1984, the Band-Aid was formed, the charity group.
Oh yeah, Band-Aid. That was a big event.
Yeah. Can you sing the chorus to that, Dino?
We are the world.
No, that was a different song.
That's a different song.
And what's the movie between Nightmare on Elm Street and Romancing the Stone?
It's
16 Candles.
16 Candles.
Molly Ringwald.
I loved all those movies, man.
Yeah, those were good.
Well, it's interesting that like that new Beverly Hills Cop movie hit Netflix this year, right? Because you're looking at what 40 years or whatever. I think it would have been
Karate Kid.
I think it would have been perfect for like a sequel to The Last Starfighter to have come out this year.
Yeah.
Romancing the Stone.
I was watching 21 Jump Street this morning, and it was 35-year-old episodes. I'm like, Jesus, man, that's old.
Yeah.
Makes me feel old. And I'm 29.
Yep, you are old.
I just picked up Romancing the Stone on Laserdisc.
I got them on digital. I got that in the Jewel of the Nile and watched them recently because I liked those movies as a kid.
Yeah.
No, but I was watching some old shows the last couple days because when I got back from Disney, I ended up getting sick because little kids put their boogers all over the railings and everything at Disney World. So
you got to stop licking the railings, John.
Adults do that too, Jono.
So I ended up getting sick. So the last 2 days I was kind of like in bed, just laying there watching old shows on Tubi. And I was like, gosh, they put some of these people in the worst outfits. I was like commenting in my head on how bad some of these actors had to dress. I was like, man, even into the 90s with like Buffy the
Vampire
Slayer.
We're not in the 90s yet. We're still 1984. Right. Anyways,
why did they make these people dress so bad?
These are some of the action figure lines that came out in 1984. You have the Secret Wars line.
I have them still. I have them all.
Does anybody have that playset?
No, but I've been tracking one. I've been trying to get it recently because it's
cool.
Surprisingly very cheap compared to the other playsets of that era.
It's not very exciting. I've seen them. They're not super exciting.
The other line that I found that came out in 84 was this little guy right here, and I cannot for the life of me have
John, we know about that guy.
Yeah, those are Remco.
Remco. There you go.
Yeah, Remco heroes.
The American Gladiator or something like that?
No, it was something else.
John and I did a video on those. I went to Full Moon Toys and Collectibles, and they had a whole bunch of them, and we were sorting them out, getting the weapons and everything.
Well, good thing you guys remember the name of the figure line
and the store.
It's Galaxy something, right?
Yeah, Galaxy Heroes or something like that.
Yeah, Galaxy Heroes. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those were the only action figure lines I could really find from 1984 that came out. Of course, there were a lot of figures that came out, but this is basically the first time we would have seen these.
Yeah, the last year for Kenner Star Wars toys as well.
Yeah,
84, 85.
Nope, that was 84.
What about the movie Ghoulies? That came out in 1984.
Did it really?
Yeah, he didn't.
It did, ironically enough.
Okay,
he didn't put it on the list.
It just didn't
there.
make it into the sheet. There were just too many little. You wouldn't have seen
Well,
any of those.
I'm out of
movie
here, man.
posters.
You have something
All right,
against the
see ya.
Ghoulies.
This is the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed. We'll just move right into that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just share an email that I got today. I think it goes along with the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed. And you got a little bit of a history lesson here.
He was told to stop.
Shout TV 21 Jump Street is now available. Rick, what do you know about 21 Jump Street?
Well, I know as of yesterday, YouTube is officially streaming every episode and season of 21 Jump Street, except season 2 for whatever reason. But so I've been binging 21 Jump Street past few days and nights, throw it on, and I did catch my episode from 1989, season 3.
Nice.
A lot of fun, man. Super fun. Great memories.
What episode?
5 years ago. Like, that's what blew me away. Like, I was 18 years old when I did my 21 Jump Street acting.
That's
Rick. What episode is that? So people can go search for it.
Well, I tweeted it all out today. So
yeah, but not everybody watched.
Season 3, episode 4, I believe.
All right. Cool. So that's why that's actually the main reason why I pulled up this, so Rick could talk about the beginning of his acting career on 21 Jump Street.
Did you dance in that episode?
It was also the end of my acting career.
Yeah.
And wasn't that the first show that Johnny Depp was in?
No, Johnny Depp was in every single episode of that.
Yeah, he started it.
No, what I mean is, wasn't that the first thing he was in? Was this?
I don't believe.
I think he was in that Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984.
That's right. He was in that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Hunter is on Shout TV. The Greatest American Hero is also there. The Commish is there if you haven't seen it, and a show called Body Parts. And then if you're into cooking, there's a show called Milk Street.
The Commish was fun. I remember that show too.
Huh.
Yeah, but Jump Street and like things like X-Files, also in the late 80s, put like Hollywood North, Vancouver on the map for, the current TV and film business that is, what's going on now.
Yeah.
He's thinking of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon was Friday the 13th.
So the other TV and movie news you didn't know you needed was that all of Spielberg's Indiana Jones movies are removed from Disney Plus worldwide. Does anybody know why?
I saw that. Yeah, I didn't get into it.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Disney Plus is going to be gone in the next year.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't understand why it currently exists. They're not playing their own properties that they own.
Well, so when they
Willow and Indiana Jones.
So when they bought Lucasfilm, they did not get the distribution rights to stuff that was made before a certain year. So the distribution rights for these Indiana Jones films used to belong to somebody else. Currently, I believe they belong to Paramount. So they bought Fox. They bought Fox a little bit ago, which then removed a lot of those distribution issues. But I think that ultimately these Indiana Jones films will probably end up on Paramount Plus. But currently, I think that they're kind of going through like Amazon Prime is, I think, where you can watch them now. And then they'll probably go over to Peacock and maybe to Max before they end up on Paramount Plus. I think it's a whole money thing. They just sold, a year's worth of the streaming rights to other people. It's a money-making thing.
Yeah, I don't think they are making money if this goes on other channels.
No, they get the money from letting another streamer stream it.
Yeah,
well, then that's where I have a problem with Disney Plus, is because it's not like Hasbro licensing out the G.I. Joe brand for like Lego or someone else to make toys. It's like allowing your competition to earn money from new subscribers because they're going to air Disney properties. So I don't.
You're right. It's not like a toy company not making a toy and letting somebody else make money making the toy instead of you. It's not like that. I'm pretty sure
that these Indiana Jones movies prior to Disney, which is all of them but one, right, will not be on any other streaming service that's not Disney or Hulu.
I think they're going to be on Paramount Plus because I think that's who owns the distribution rights for the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, they will. They'll put them on someone else. Yeah. Just like it's kind of like how all the DC movies were on HBO because that's part of the Warner Brothers package, but they've taken a lot of those DC movies off of HBO Max and put them on. Is it on Netflix? Is that what it is?
Yes, Netflix.
Yeah,
it's masterful because one, they're making money by licensing them out, and then they don't have to spend the money to like have this vast library on their thing, and part of it is because they're combining Disney Plus and Hulu right now. So I think they're going to save server space.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think they are allowed to make money to license out something they don't own the distribution rights for.
Okay. Well, Paramount's the one then licensing it and making the money.
I think so. So Disney's not paying anyone to
Disney.
Put this on their platform.
Disney was probably paying for the license to have them on Disney Plus, but then stopped.
Something like that.
And Paramount just said, okay, well, Amazon's willing to pay us now, so we'll take that. And then if Peacock pays us, we'll let them have it for a while. Because it's a really weird thing. Like if you go to Peacock Plus, you can watch the Monk movie, but you got to go to Netflix to actually watch Monk.
Yeah, same with that's the same kind of weird thing with that Van Helsing, the girl, the Wyatt Earp girl, whatever her name is. Like the show is on like the Earp show is on
Earp.
That one. Yeah, the show is on a different streaming
Amazon
service.
Prime.
It's on Amazon, and then the movie that just came out is on Tubi.
So they removed the Willow.
You know what else could have been on Tubi?
And the Willow
really
Disney
cool
Plus
documentary
TV
about
series.
Transformers.
That's actually coming now. The problems have been fixed.
Oh, okay, good. That's good news.
Yeah.
If Rick had his way, he would replace Disney Plus with Hammerhead Plus.
Yes.
Oh man, it makes so much money.
Just one episode.
Me on Twitter.
1 million subscribers.
Stream Hammerhead 24 hours a day. I just don't get it. They removed Willow, which they owned, and they don't have to pay royalties to other movie companies. And they also removed the Disney Plus made Willow TV series, which they also own 100% of everything. I'm just trying to figure out why. Well, it's like Netflix removing Squid Game. They own it, like it's 100% their property.
I mean, if you think about Disney, they do some weird thing, right? Remember what they used to do with their VHSs? Like, this movie is coming out of the vault, for a limited time, you could buy this VHS classic movie, whatever. And then they still call stuff in the vault because that young Indiana Jones Chronicle that played. But now it's in the vault. So you can't find it anywhere if you wanted to watch it, except for maybe if somebody had uploaded it to YouTube or something, right? So I think that they're just sticking with their practice of if we just hide something away for a while, then when we put it out, everybody will clamor to go see it because, we haven't got to see it in a while.
I just don't get it. Like if one of the companies... Like, let's think of 5 companies, Google, Disney, Apple, like some of the biggest companies on the planet. They have unlimited budget for stuff, whether it's server space, as someone's putting in the chat, or marketing, or paying Harrison Ford $20 million to be a Hulk. Like, they print money. Like, they don't, like, we got a budget. We got to worry about it. But, like, budget's, of course, a thing. But, I mean, it's low on their list of things to worry about. Like, they want to make money, so they know spending money is part of making money. Like how much they marketed the WandaVision, they've been marketing that for months. Get Disney Plus for $1.99 a month.
Why are they marketing WandaVision?
Paying for marketing is.
Why are they marketing WandaVision though?
No, the Agatha one.
Oh, okay. It's practically the same. Anyways, so that was the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed, and everybody's like, yeah, we didn't need that.
Yeah.
We did.
All right, so a new thing that we thought we started last week is the toy conversation you did not know you needed. And this week, you guys all got the memo on it, right? Is the problem with packaging changes.
Yeah.
So the kind of idea behind that conversation is...
But we don't have to just talk about packaging from 1984 now, right?
No. It is now we're out of the history of 1984. The idea behind the packaging changes is, you know how Hasbro. I'm just going to use Hasbro as an example. If you're an inbox collector and you were collecting, say, GI Joe from the beginning, that package has gone through 1, 2,
like
3, I think like 4 iterations since the beginning, right?
I feel like more like 10, but okay.
I thought it was just
they're all numbered, so they're supposed to work together. But do they work together considering the package designs and changes?
Some of them are different heights. Some of them are different width. Yeah, it's like, but at least the GI Joe ones are all square. They never went to some angled weird box like
Marvel Legends had a weird angle box, or Star Wars had a weird angle
Black
box.
Series, yeah,
and Marvel Legends did a weird thing too, where they had like the curves, and then
that
it was
curves
like,
and
some weird thing.
You
so
can't
like
stack them at all.
No.
Like Marvel Legends boxes all start leaning and falling all over the place.
So out of this group, I really think like Dan, you're the inbox collector.
I am.
So how does it affect you?
Oh, it drives me absolutely bonkers. Wow, that's why I was like, oh yeah, do the packaging, just be ready for it, because, like you said, so I started with the Legends. You know, even when Hasbro took the license from Toy Biz, you know, they had like 2 or 3 different kinds of packages. They went from an all plastic blister to the carded, and then even just in that short couple of years, they had 2 or 3 different packaging. Then they left. Then they came back and started it up again in 2009. After they launched the universe figures, those small ones we were talking about not that long ago. Then since then, I mean, for a short period, they had like, at least the packaging looks similar, because I'm looking at my wall on the other side here, but they would change it up. Like some of them would have Legends on the top, and some of them the word Legends would be on the bottom. So, you know, you'd line them up like, you know, I'd have like a whole wave, one wave next to another, and then they'd be a little bit different. It's like, you know, you try to do your best, but it drives me nuts. The same thing. I just posted it up there. The other ones you talked about, the classified. I mean, they had the card back, the retro card back, right? They had the first series, which was like that, you know, the video game thing, and then they changed to the all cardboard with those drawings on it, and then they changed from that to the actual figures in a pose. Or I think one of the waves might have had just the digital renders on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's not very friendly for inbox at all.
One of the ones that I mean, I don't mind a lot of the GI Joe classified, even though they've changed it. I thought every change looks good. You know, there hasn't been a wave that I've just been like, oh, that packaging is god awful or something, you know. But with Black Series, like, I don't get the fascination with what they now call the red box, because I liked Series 1 and Series 2 when it was a black box with the blue line. And then they had the black box with the orange line. Like, I wish it stayed in that package style for the whole thing. And they could have just done a different colored line, like red, green, yellow, orange, blue, purple.
I think they just ran out of colors. That's why they changed it up.
You know, and after 2 colors, they went blue, then orange, and then stopped. But those red boxes that they did from like number 10 to number 105 or whatever are absolutely terrible. Like,
yes, they are.
It was just black in the front, red on the side, and there's no imagery at all on them. Basically, they're just awful, you know.
I think the only one I have that was consistent over multiple waves was the Marvel Legends did X-Men, and over the course of many waves, or even like a couple years, they had the white X-Men at the bottom. It looks nice when it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I get like, you know how
wave.
like these have the same height, the same width, right? Of course, one's a deluxe, so it's going to be like a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I do like the numbering looks different though. So it feels like if you have, like, say this was 56, if I had these like sitting next to each other, it wouldn't feel like the same line.
Yeah, I get what
Like,
you're saying.
oh, well, you just stuck 56 from a different line. It's like having like when you get trading cards or something like that, and I have my tops and I have like 1 through 99, and then I just have some Don Russ that's like 76, and I stick it in the thing because I didn't have the top 76. You know what I mean? It's not the same.
Yeah.
And then I say, oh, look, I got a full run. No, I don't. This is what it looks like to me.
I say that the only problem with that is show those boxes again, Vern. So number 55 is a really plain looking box. I like 118, but so what would you rather do? Sacrifice and have like a plain? Oh, okay. Well, but then you don't have a number.
Well, they should have put the number on the side.
Yeah, they should have put a number there. But say they kept it that way, would you rather have it the old style?
Well, that's the other side. So
yeah.
Well, so G.I. Joe only added this number because they'd been doing it for several years on the Black Series line, because they'd never numbered action figures before in any action figure line, as far as I know. Like Black Series is one of the first, and I actually think the numbering whole thing is stupid. I think it was a gimmick, and for whatever reason, they're still sticking with it. They don't display them in retail stores like that. They don't display them like on Amazon listing pages like that. Like, here's the side of the box.
Completists. It's basically for completists to know that.
Well, not completists, for in boxers.
Yeah, inbox completists where they have 98 and then it jumps to 107. It's like
that box
feel
is a good example. That box Vern has was not ever meant to be displayed sideways anywhere. Like, that's not what the designer was told. Like, don't worry about the sides. We're just going to mirror this image side to side. The front of the box has to be all the sales features, and the back has to be, the marketing crap that we have to include. So I'm huge in the package design. I like the fact that they do change when it comes to these 6-inch action figure lines, because that's keeping people employed. Like, if they all still had that red and black line for Black Series 15 years later, like, no one's been employed since then designing a new package for Hasbro or anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it does matter, like, when it comes to that side of the business, and it's 50%, if not more, the reason why I collect action figures still to this day is the package design. Like, I'm a sucker for package design, especially when it comes to action figures and toys.
So if you had your way, then the Star Wars figures that we collected as a kid would have had a different line, a different package style every single wave.
No, because they still mimic that design.
No,
right? With
no. Well, you just said you want to keep graphic designers in the job.
They mimic those designs the exact same. No, but there's no artwork on those red boxes. It's just red with a number on it. At least all the new boxes have actual drawings and photos that artists created.
So like
to put
Luke
on
Skywalker had a picture of Luke, and
even new Star Wars, like, somebody got paid to do that.
I get.
And someone got paid to do the overall package design, which is very similar.
By the way, this new design I like way better than anything they've come out with in the past. Right. I prefer these
and on
boxes.
The inside, which you can't see because of all the plastic clamshell crap that they tried to get rid of, there's artwork on there.
Yeah.
And it's a shame you can only see it when it's out of the box, because it's a nice added touch to add that little bit of artwork in the background that's character specific, so to speak. So even in the store yesterday, I was looking at the latest Black Series that came out. All of them have artwork in the packaging, but I can't see it. Like, I'm trying to zoom with my camera. I can't really see what it is. I got to look on YouTube at people that have actually opened it and show that artwork to see what it actually looks like, because I appreciate that stuff. Like, I'm all for the retro art too. So I'm glad to see everyone more or less having a retro collection. Like G.I. Joe's got their 6-inch, some retro card backs, right? Those look pretty good when they do come out. The boxes are all similar, but yeah, man. Even like the little Halloween kids everyone's buying, Ben Cooper costumes. Like that package design is based on the original Ben Cooper Halloween costumes. That's brilliant, man. Like it's retro, so it might not appeal to 23-year-old toy collectors, but I know it appeals to people our age, right?
By the way, pick that up again, Vern. How are they getting away with showing all the figures on the back?
Oh, you were the one that said it was illegal.
Well, I didn't say it was illegal. I've heard someone else say it's illegal to do that.
You guys had a conversation on here one time saying it was illegal, and we made a big deal about it like 3 weeks ago. Because
I think it was correct.
I think I was away that day because I have no clue what you're talking about.
You guys were like saying, "Oh, it's totally illegal to put the pictures of the other figures on the box. That's why they don't do it anymore." And I was like, look at the back of the X-Men.
When Hasbro had the sealed boxes, like no windows, you have to have a photograph of the product inside the box on the box if you're not going to show the inside of the box. An artist rendering is not legal enough. It doesn't work
in Canada. Yeah. So I wanted I wanted to say this though. Dean, I know you do the carded figures, right? Like you get a lot of the carded figures.
Yeah,
do you have any of the Iron Man ones? Or John, do you have the Iron Man ones?
Yeah.
So the thing that I don't like about these Marvel Legends carded figures, or do like, is like, say, the X-Men, right? So you can see that's the X-Men carded figure here. It's exactly the same size as this X-Men carded figure.
Yeah,
but the thing that I like about this is it's got character pictures for the figure that's carded. Those Iron Man ones all come on like the same card.
Yeah.
At the same
But you know why, right?
Just Iron Man, yeah.
You know why though, right?
Iron Man line
packaging looked like back in the 90s.
Yeah, but still they don't have to be that close to it.
And they're bigger,
No, I don't like that
because
even the newest Secret Wars, they do have character art on the generic Secret Wars card back, right?
There's some things that I think like, okay, it's fine if you want to do a throwback, but I mean, come on, maybe for the same character, because I may only want one figure out of the line, but I don't want a picture of the wrong figure.
I know,
Or that one you just had up. JT made a good comment a little bit ago. Look at the back of them. See how much wording is on the back now with like warning down. Look at all that. Look at the bottom. Look at that.
3 languages.
You didn't have that. We didn't have that before.
No. Canada apologizes for packaging changes. I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
That's Canada. That's 100%.
It is Canada's fault. It's not my fault directly. It was about 1985 that some of those international language laws changed on toys and stuff.
We'll talk about that
really
next week.
Stuff up, man.
I'll look into that if it was 85 or not.
Yeah, because we could talk about that next week in the history of 1985.
1985, yeah.
But they did release this Hulk in a similar package, but they couldn't use this term, this Marvel superheroes, because that was a Toy Biz kind of thing.
Right.
But I like that the new one, Secret Wars, I guess they paid for the rights to use that particular Toy Biz brand, which is cool. I like it a lot. Yeah,
but so with those carded figures, the other thing that I'm not super happy about, I don't know why they couldn't make those cards consistent with each other, right? Because some of the cards are bigger than the other ones, and
I didn't know that.
If you're
the Fantastic Four ones are bigger, the Iron Man ones are bigger, the Ghost Rider one is bigger. They're all just different. It's crazy. I have them all hung up. I have them hung up on that pegboard at the house,
and it's just
they're all different lengths.
Right?
It just they're all different lengths.
Because all the Black Series are the same size when it comes to retro cards, right?
Yeah.
The Archive is a little different size, but I mean, I thought they were.
Well, no, not all the cards, Rick, because the Heavy Mandalorian, he has a bigger card than everybody else.
Yep, he does. Yeah.
But he said retro.
Heavy Mandalorian did not come on a retro Star Wars card.
He's saying
you're talking about the retros. I'm talking about the Black Series when you put that.
Well,
Black
I'm talking
Series
about Star Wars Black Series on a retro card back.
But those Black Series figures on retro style card backs, right? When they got them on card backs, because they did sell the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian on a card back. His card
collection.
His card is bigger than the other cards that are all the same size as what you're talking about.
You mean like credit collection?
Well, it doesn't matter because it's a retro style card back.
Because it wasn't. There's no Mandalorians on a retro card back.
You didn't say a retro card back. You said retro style. So when they put it on a card back with a picture that says Star Wars, that's retro style.
No, retro style is a racetrack.
That's not retro style.
It says retro right on it.
But you're not talking about Black Series. That's not Black Series.
No, but the Black Series, they did it for Star Wars. They did it for Empire. They did it for Return of the Jedi. All anniversary.
So let me give. Hold on.
Based on the retro vintage card back design. Those are all the exact same size.
This is where you need to hear a little bit. You said retro style card back.
Correct.
They put the Mandalorian. They put all those figures on retro style card backs, even though they were credit collection.
I've never seen any Mandalorian.
The credit collections are on retro style card
on a retro style card back. Ever.
And the Mandalorian is on a bigger card back.
I have them all, and I have none that came on a retro card back.
I didn't say retro, and neither did you. You said retro style.
What is the difference? Is there a hyphen in there, or is it? Is there parentheses?
Yes, there is a difference. If you're going to play the game, you have to get it right. You can't be wrong. Okay.
Well, I don't think I've been wrong yet. Like carbonized credit collection.
Wrong about what you're saying because if it's on a card back, it's retro.
John Favreau edition.
It's designed just like all the retro cards. Only, yes, we all know that those figures weren't around in retro time.
Did you find it, Rick?
I feel like this is
there's no such thing.
Conversation.
There's no Mandalorian or Heavy Mandalorian or Armorer or Quill or any character from any Disney Plus show on a retro.
Let me ask you a question. You just showed us You just showed us a retro style card back of a retro figure, right?
Yes.
Wrong, because there's never been a Boba Fett in that outfit in retro.
Not 6-inch.
No, in little either. Yeah. So that card you showed could not have been a according to your definition. Hold on, no. According to your definition, that cannot be a retro style card back. But you just described it as one. So you proved yourself wrong. Thank you for playing.
That's retro collection.
Thanks for playing, Rick. Rick is wrong.
Do I win a big stuffed animal prize?
But hold on, wait. Rick was right a few times last week, right?
It just barely.
Yeah, the credit. The credit collection. The credit collection does have a racetrack, and it's done in retro style. It totally is.
John. And Rick will have to agree to that.
I'm looking at pictures of them right now. They are.
I have to agree with Rick on this one though, because
two guys with beards don't really.
Or just one guy who actually professionally designs retro Star Wars card.
Yeah, you would think that you would know that the
they have
retro style.
They have a racetrack
card back.
They have a racetrack and everything, Rick.
They're a card. They say Star Wars on them. They have a racetrack. They have the picture on one side. They have a bubble. Yeah. That is retro style. Exactly what you're.
I'm looking at one right now, and they're exactly the same as a Star Wars card back.
The Mandalorian comes on an oversized card.
Yeah,
all right, moving on. All right. So that's the other thing that I don't like about the card backs is that they're not consistently the same size.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say that before we started this this whole spiel about the Iron Man. It doesn't display nicely on. It takes up too much space. They could, if they made him a little bit smaller, it would be okay. I don't mind the different look. I don't mind having Iron Man on a She-Hulk card. I understand that, but if it was a little bit smaller,
The She-Hulk?
Yeah, the She-Hulk. I don't mind that she's not an image on it and it's just like Iron Man on it. I don't mind because that's how
that's a good example.
That's how the original one was.
Yeah, but that's how the original was. But the size is just a little. It just takes up too much space, and space is a big issue when it comes to collecting.
Like covering up the artwork, you mean, right? Because
just
the
the size of it. The card is like this big versus
it's a little bit bigger than all the other cards.
Yeah. So when you have it displayed on a peg system like John and I do, you got to find a space because you have to organize it just right. It's like a puzzle. It's like one of those puzzles where there's one piece missing. You can slide it back around. You got to fit it just right for it to look good.
Yeah. See, that's an issue I have. Is I look back at the days where we grew up. Like, let's go back to 1984. The Star Wars card backs for Kenner were the same size as Hasbro's G.I. Joe card backs, which were the same size as Mattel's, say, Flash Gordon line, which were the same size as the ones that were coming out for MASH figures, the same size for the figures that were coming out for Love Boat, that were coming out for Dukes of Hazzard.
Now, John, let me ask you a question. Do you think that was more because those were all different companies making those figures?
Size, yeah.
Do you think that stores had more of a say in the size of the packaging when they were coming out? That they were saying,
that very
"Hey,
well,
look."
Yeah, that very well could be. I mean, I don't know because I didn't own a store back in 1984, but I like that all the figures we collected as a kid, for the most part, came on the same size card back, because it sure is easy when I go to order cases for all these today and go, I need the 6x9 standard card back case. You know, they're all except for the die cast. Yeah, except for the die cast. Yeah, exactly. The die cast are a pain in the ass. But yeah,
the reason for this, the size for any toys, even still to this day, is they're told this has to fit in like a 10-inch slot or a shelf. So like even when it comes to like the bigger toys, like just a Vamp as an example, like that has to fit whatever size that box is. It's on purpose. Like it's partly of it's for shipping purposes, because they gotta fit in a container when you go 10 by 100 or whatever. But I mean, the shelves, like every store has got that bottom shelf, and then it eventually goes up to like 6.5 feet or whatever it is. So they have allotted sections. So the 6x9 card is still, if you go look now, it's still a standard size or very similar in height for like Ninja Turtles or whatever carded disc Kid Blocks or Roblox, all those different toys, because they want to stack as many in that shelf and at kids' eye levels as they possibly can. So sometimes, you know, maybe they're made smaller because they have to and not because they want to. Like for a Batmobile made by McFarlane, like those are probably a little smaller than they should be if they're true 7-inch scale. Right. But you know what? They fit on the shelves at GameStop and Target and
the Batmobiles. Like the Batmobiles from McFarlane are huge,
and they're on sale right now.
He does not abide by any size restrictions. Those Batmobiles are laying on their side in some cubby at my Target, like kind of like pushed into the back. They're never going to sell because nobody can see them. Gap wants you toy hunters to go out there with a measuring tape and measure all the different card backs.
Or you can just hold up a Star Wars one beside everyone because it's 9 inches, right? But like we've seen those pictures over the past
Star Wars retro style card back,
vintage. We've seen those pictures over the past few weeks of those big Star Speeders at Disneyland and how big they are, and they're on the floor because they don't make shelves that big. Like at Disneyland, the biggest park in the world, they don't have shelf space for these.
Find a picture of
4 foot by 18-inch Star Speeders.
They're not going to sell any of those. Those are going to still be sitting there.
No, they have to move.
They're all sold out.
Hold on, John.
They're sold out.
So you didn't get one?
No, they're sold out.
Okay, so when I go to the store and there's an end cap, or you go to the toy section, some of those shelves can be put next to each other to make them longer, right? Yeah. And then they have this like peg system against the wall to where they can actually move the shelves like up or down. a little
Yeah.
bit, right, to make them higher. So why would that star speeder not fit on a shelf?
Have you seen how big it is?
But they could
Probably
adjust
the
the
weight.
shelf.
Probably the weight alone.
It's huge, man. It's like 4 feet by 2
So
and a half
impossible.
feet.
So it's impossible for them to adjust the shelves in such a way that it could fit that star speeder.
It probably takes up too much
At
real estate on
Disneyland
it.
parks, I think
It actually didn't matter
people in wheelchairs and
Chris and I were just at Disney World last week, and we specifically asked at all the Star Wars stores, "Do you have the speeder thing that everybody wants?" And the guy said, "Oh, those didn't last more than a day." He goes,
No,
"They were sold out." He said they sold out so fast we didn't even need to put them on the shelves.
That's actually not true, because somebody took a picture on like a Thursday. My brother went twice on the Sunday, and they had a bunch of them, and then they were still for sale like later on in the week. So they lasted.
John,
that may have been
right?
in Disneyland,
Florida.
but at Disney World here in Florida.
No, my brother was in Florida, John. I told you to give him a call. He wanted to stay at his Airbnb.
They were gone. They were gone. The guy was like, he goes,
they
"No,
only had him at that
trader.
trader. They didn't have him in Disneyland.
I think Eric got one, right?
Yeah.
Eric got
Yeah, I
one
think Eric got
on
one
the Shop
online,
Disney sale
yeah.
And
before they conveniently sold out.
Dino's still. Are you still wanting one or not so much?
You know,
He had an opportunity to get one.
it's kind of one of those things where if I could order it through like Amazon, because if there's a problem with it, I can ship it back. But for an item like that, like if Vern's brother picked it up and I opened it up and the screen didn't work, I mean, it's such an expensive item. I wouldn't want to take that risk, because for me, it's all about the screen and the gimmick about it. And if that's faulty, then I would want a way to return it and replace it. And if somebody bought it for me, there would be I couldn't do that.
That's because Dean breaks everything. It's not NECA.
Exactly.
I have a question for Dan, who's the kind of the resident inboxer. You have, and you collect GI Joe, right?
I do.
So how many GI Joes? Because I know they only did it for like a year. Do you have in those no window boxes that you haven't opened because you're an inboxer?
You know,
a couple.
Hold on.
Because what they do for 1 year solid?
Yeah, I want to say close to it. Yeah, 6, I think, maybe 5.
Because I think I only bought, like when Star Wars did it, same thing, about a year, give or take a month or two, right? I think I only bought 2 or 3 figures that came in a sealed box. So I'm glad it didn't stick around a long time, because it probably would have really changed a lot of our collecting habits in box.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I guarantee you, there's ones that I didn't pick up because of that.
Yeah.
And I'm mad because
I threw a lot of those boxes out. Like I
It's
opened
interesting,
it,
John, because
I opened it, put the figure on the shelf, and threw the box away. Because
and I kept all of my plastic-free boxes. I usually throw all of my boxes, but those are the only ones I kept because they had a lot of imagery on them.
Yeah, good point. I still have all mine, sadly.
I keep certain characters that I feel like are kind of popular, that I kind of like them. You know, for me, they're cool. But a lot of those ones that came in the boxes that just had the artwork, I mean, that's like that. Like I just threw them out, you know.
It's missing a flap on this side. It's missing.
Well, I wouldn't throw that box away. Give me
I'm just because of my packaging love. Like I'm showing, like this is still an awesome piece of toy history for me. Like it's Canadian.
Yeah. How much is that one?
It's really rough. It's got sticker residue and Scotch tape residue and stuff, and it's like the most damaged Star Wars box I've ever owned. But I mean, it would never get recycled or thrown away. Like it's literally worth like $100 versus empty box. But I mean,
yeah,
it's you look at the quality of the packaging we're getting now, it should last us 50 years. Like the paper quality is a little better now. The inkjet quality is a little better now.
You think?
I mean, this is the plastic-free box.
I thought they were going all cheap.
And the thing is, that's exactly, Rick, why I kept these, is because they stand on their own. You know what I mean? Like if I had that plastic window, the figure's already out of it. It's basically just this with plastic on the side. But because it's got imagery on there, to me, it was worth flattening out and holding on to it. Because
sure.
Yeah,
and
I guess some of those I should have thrown away the insides and just flattened out. I didn't really think about that, but you're right.
Yeah, you got a good point. And the nice thing about those is it's a picture of the actual, like what we would do, action figure photography as opposed to
because like when I get these figures on cards, if these ever come off the card, I'll definitely just cut all this plastic.
That's what I
off,
do.
and I'll hold on to the card because of the artwork. Those Iron Man ones, right? Like I was saying, I would just cut
they're all the same.
figure and toss them because I don't need 10 Iron Mans.
Yeah, you could keep one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I bet you they lost a couple of sales on the Iron Mans because I bet you not a lot of people bought two of them. One to rock and one to stock because it's just ugly plain. All the card backs are generic, right? They're the same. Right. So how do you display 8 things that look the same? You probably wouldn't.
Right, if you don't have figures on them, right? Like, because when I was a kid, I did keep all of my Star Wars cards until
I wish I did, man.
Till I moved out and my parents pitched them or
so
whatever.
When I find old ones, I tend to keep them because I as a kid,
I mean, like
I might have kept them for a little while, like to do a checklist and whatnot.
Yeah,
when we did
drawing and.
When I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, they did this thing in school where we had to write these like haikus and stuff like that. And then they showed us how to bind them and make a bind and a book, right? For our stuff. We did a cover. I did that with all my card backs. So I had them all in these like cool little books, but then they all went in the trash.
I think I saved a lot of my card backs back in the day because I was like always waiting for that proof of purchase. For a free item.
We cut the proof of purchase out and put it in a drawer and then tossed the packaging. But but see, like it was different with G.I. Joe because G.I. Joe had that file card on the back.
Yeah.
And they had it like blurbs about the figures, encouraging you to keep that card back. So we would either cut the card back in half and keep the bottom half that had the thing, or just keep the whole card back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
we wanted those
file cards,
Card backs
so,
are fun. I think
Joe actually encouraged it more for keeping the packaging.
I think that's why in my mind I was like, I got to keep those cards from the plastic free packaging because I thought they were really cool. I dug this out because we were talking about this a little while ago. And I wanted to show Rick, but he's not supporting the channel anymore.
I think we already did bragging camp. Sorry.
This is the box for that. This is the box for that Bespin Han Solo. He's out, but this is basically the doorway to the Millennium Falcon, and it's supposed to be sitting inside of the asteroid.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's how it was. And it's funny that you keep a box this big. When I'm limited space, but I had to hold on to it just because of that.
What bothers me about those things, though, is that because I have a couple of those boxes, and even these Transformers ones do it. When you split this tape open, they slide open.
Right.
Oh, that's cool too, eh? Okay.
And what bothers me about it is that what's inside here is really cool looking when you slide this open. But now if you put that on the shelf slit open, it takes up like 2 times the amount of space.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So I wish that they made it so these ends came completely off and you could put it like behind it or something so you could show.
John, you sure you can't somehow? Isn't it just like a piece of cardboard that's like attached to it so that if you go to the end of the box and take the little
look at yours. Does it do it?
Yeah,
take those ends off.
Paper that holds.
So like, hold on. So what happened was, there's like a little loop here. It was a cardboard, and it was like in a loop, and it went and it attached to those pieces inside there.
That's Did you have to wreck it though to get them off?
Yeah, that's what kept. No, what I did was I cut the tape here, and I opened the side. To like take that off, and then I just tape these ones back together.
Yeah, it's good construction. I like it.
Because that's how I would put that on display. Then, is I would take those ends off, put them behind
You
it.
can do it. You can
leave the figures in there, and then put that on display. Yeah.
So Gap has a question. If you stay on the package for one more question.
Sure.
Yeah. He asked if it devalues it when you take it out of the package. I wanted to know what our opinion was, and I kind of answered him here, but I wanted to get it to you guys too. So,
well, in my opinion, not since 1984.
Right. I was just getting ready to say
any toy after 1984, you're not going to find much of a difference in price, open or loose or box.
I would push that forward a little bit, but I definitely.
No, I say
the toy.
I say it matters because I'll tell you right now, I've been going through my collection
like here's an example.
selling a lot of stuff. Some of it that's really current, like within the last 3 to 5 years. And I have some things that are open, and I threw away the box, and I'm selling that individual figure for, say, like now $50. You know what I mean? Like it might be a Marvel Legends figure that I have. It doesn't fit my collection anymore for what I narrowed it down to. So I'm selling it. Like I just sold the Prowler. Let's take the Prowler from the Spider-Man Multiverse movie, the animated one. Okay. I just sold the Prowler loose for $45. If I had the packaging, I could have sold that figure for $60.
So $15 difference.
So
I think
the packaging does matter because
it does.
I could have got a little bit more if I had that box. But if the box is open or still sealed with that tape, I have not seen a difference. I sold a couple of Wolverine figures that I had duplicates of, but I sold the one that I had opened and did a review on YouTube for, and I got the same price as one that's sealed on eBay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, I agree.
So it didn't matter if that tape was broke. It just mattered that I had them back in the box, in the bubble, and showed it.
Presentable.
Yeah. And Transformers the same way. If I had the Transformer box and I put it back in the box, like I showed it open and showed it out of the box. Instead, I had this box is open. I explained I did a review on YouTube, and they're like, and I would sell it as same as a sealed one.
So the figure makes a difference, I think, when it comes to it, because like you guys would agree that a lot of people want to get this Kenner colored Black Series Boba Fett, right?
Yeah, that's $100 figure all day.
So selling it loose, probably that's where you're at. But if then all of a sudden I pull it out and I got the reflective card back that it came with. I've always kept it in this like nice little plastic bubble or whatever.
Hey,
this is gonna
bragging camp's over, buddy.
Yeah, we're answering the question. This is gonna probably value this a lot more than just having it loose.
Only a little, because
not on that one. On
that's
that
a
one,
rare figure. It's rare loose, so it's rare loose. No. Having the card,
but you're not going to get this.
Is just a bonus.
But the thing is, there's no way you're getting the same amount for both of those, because if somebody's an inbox collector, they're not looking for this loose one, and they're going to pay a little bit of a premium so that they can get that one. It's going to be like the same as this like Cobra Commander that came with the Hiss tank, right? If this guy's off card, he's not going to be basically valued as much as this unpunched, like on card from the Hiss tank, right?
And
even though
both of the examples you showed are exclusive to have.
Yeah,
but
that's a different example.
But you're saying, but you kind of like generally said not since 1984, and Dan said he would bring that up a little bit. And what John's saying is it depends on the figure. So my answer goes along with John's. It really depends on the figure, right? Like I have those.
Now look at every other Black Series that exists for the past 10 years.
I have those carbonized Star Wars figures. Right. And out of all of them, the one that's really valued, I think, the most is that Amazon exclusive Sith Trooper, because of the red. It's like that fantastic red. Right. But yeah, if you kept it in the box or kept it with the box, it's probably worth way more than if it was just loose.
Yeah.
I have a good example. So I picked up the Popcorn Bucket Batmobile Signal in the package wrapper. And I found one without the wrapper. So which one is worth more, with the wrapper or without? With the popcorn bucket?
Because you can still buy them. it's not relevant. Right? Am I wrong? Like, they're still available, aren't they?
Yeah, but which one is? No, they're really not.
Well, Batman hasn't come out yet, and they're for the Batman.
No, they were for the re-release of the Batman.
They're available if you can find them in a theater.
AMC,
but that's the only place you're gonna. You can't get them online unless you get them on eBay, and most theaters are like sold out of.
Oh, was that last week or something that the Batman came out in theaters again?
It was
like a month ago.
Oh, okay. I knew it was recently.
Yeah.
And those are like limited runs too, right? They're not
very limited.
And now what's next? Like now, so every movie's gonna have a popcorn bucket. Like
they have been. Yeah,
they've been doing it for years.
Even re-releases have been having special popcorn buckets. It's crazy.
I just watched a YouTube video, and they did like the top 10 popcorn buckets from 2023, and I was shocked at how many cool popcorn buckets that they had.
Yeah, like I thought you had all 10.
No, I didn't start really collecting until this year. I was surprised at how many. The Barbie, they made when the Barbie movie came out, they made a box, like a Barbie box, and it was a popcorn bucket. They made the Corvette popcorn bucket. I mean, it's been going on for years.
Yeah,
but we've nothing when we were kids like that. Like,
but I was going to say that
with Superman on it or something silly like that, right? At
yeah.
When I was a kid and I saw Superman in the theater, they sold kryptonite.
Yeah, they did. There was, but I'm going to say that the other side of it too is, I mean, like similar to what Rick was saying. The other side of it is that like I wanted to sell America Chavez, and if I had the box, that figure's selling for $10. If I don't have the box, that figure's selling for $8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the box only makes up a difference of like $1 or $2,
Still worth more.
So it is worth only a little bit more, but not much at all. You know what I mean? Like, and the unfortunate thing is about figures like that is that if you didn't buy them on discount, if you bought them at full price, if they've gone down like
the
half.
problem is with that figure is people don't know what the versatility of it is, because you could make your own custom. Yeah.
Dragon Camp.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
All right. So anyways,
they had
back in the 70s, they used to have like movie cards, right? Like movie studio cards in the theater.
Yeah.
Lobby cards, that's what they called. Yeah, lobby cards. So it was
Regal tried to bring those back with those little books that they were giving out in the theater. The ones that you could actually they were like programs. You can look at them and then you can scan them with your phone, and then it would take you to like a video or something like that. It was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, they had them.
I remember when I saw the movie Jaws 2 in the theater, in the lobby they had like merchandise that they were selling, like including like little mini Jaws figures. But it wasn't necessarily Jaws. It was like sharks and like a hammerhead shark or a bunch of different ones, but generic sharks. But I remember in the lobby that they sold that.
That's smart. So like that's an example, like some of these NECA, Rocky figures from, a few years back, and they did the anniversary one. That's what this is. Not really a value difference if I have the box or not. Like it's a $50 figure if you have the box or not. Like, so it's some of the Marvel Legends and Black Series I've sold over the past, 6 months or so. I've let the buyer know, hey, I have the box. Do you want it? It's not going to cost you any more to ship it. And most of them say no.
Right.
All right.
Well, some people are going to say shipping for the box.
Man.
Mr. B, they do. I think it was I want to say it was a BB-8. It was something from the sequels. And Chris and I just walked right past it because we weren't interested in it. I want to say it was BB-8 as a popcorn bucket for Star Wars. And then they also, on the Halloween night, they had the coolest ones, which Chris bought one. They had a Nightmare Before Christmas. Do you remember when the kids were opening the gifts and one of the kids opened that present and that scary doll came out? And it was like a round head with teeth and it had a cape on and everything. It was like a scary doll. There was a popcorn bucket of that, and Chris bought it. And then the other one you could get on Halloween night was it was a Mickey Mouse wearing a skeleton outfit like a costume of a skeleton, you know, and that glowed in the dark, and he actually had a popcorn or a pumpkin as his like trick or treat bag that he was carrying, and in the pumpkin it lit up and you could put the popcorn in there.
All right.
So they had cool popcorn buckets at the Disney World.
That's pretty cool. All
Do you
right,
think
so
they did last year?
We're done. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is that
The
a new
Halloween
thing?
Horror Nights, they have buckets.
No,
too.
they've had them for a long time.
Okay, okay. So it's not
Yeah.
a new
So-
thing.
Yeah, that guy,
Expect
but as a
to be a
popcorn bucket.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Hour-long
Yep.
segment for him.
All right, so these are the toys revealed that you didn't know you needed. We'll just quickly go through them because we're running out of time talking about popcorn buckets.
Oh no, it wasn't just popcorn bucket.
Who makes these?
Looks like
Super
Super
7.
7.
These are like O-ring though, right? Oh yeah, these are the O-rings. So they added the twins in there with
Yeah,
their
it's a box set.
with their set. So they're going to have their briefcases come with suits. We've been seeing these guys in their gray form. So it's kind of cool to actually see them in painted.
And it looks like their knees are not articulated, but it could just be the rendering we're looking at.
Yeah,
I
I
see.
think
they have a
see.
They look
split
like
there.
straight legs.
There's a split there.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the suit. Because when you look at those plastic ones, they do have them articulated. I've seen those ones sitting in the case.
Do you think
but they
these will
look
be
pretty
popular,
cool.
John?
I do, but I'm a little bit like,
Because there's
Okay,
two of
they-
the most popular characters right there, Snake Eyes and Cobra Commander, right? If
Yes,
these sell well,
they look
do a lot more.
terrible. They look awful.
okay.
Like they are not the O-ring style that we grew up with. These look like the generic O-ring style figures that you would have got as knockoffs at the dollar store.
They did.
So
I mean,
Lantern.
like they're
So the
Lantern.
Lantern
Or-
guys.
yeah, like
Uh-huh.
why wouldn't they make them just like the original GI Joes? Like
Because their license is based
'Cause they're
on the
Super 7.
cartoons only.
no,
We
I'm
should-
not
where's
talking
the-
about
where's
the
Super
colors,
7
Rick.
expert in our...
I'm not talking about the colors. Look at the shoulders. Look at the
Well, I think
construction.
it is like a proprietary thing that Hasbro when they originally did
Look
them.
at the waist, like where the body meets the belt of the waist. Like
I know
that is not the same connection that original O-wing GI Joe figures had.
So
you know?
this is a
It
not...
reminds
the
me of-
O-ring.
It reminds me of those is it Lantern toys, the
Yeah.
action core.
core, which are coming back,
Yeah,
Dan. So you'll be able to complete your
core.
Lantern collection.
I think they look okay, and I'm only saying that because I love the colors of them. Like that's
Yeah, like
the
JT
only
saying
thing I
they
like
look
about
like
them.
JT. They look like Galoob A-Team figures.
They're
Yeah,
retro as
they're
heck.
not.
Well, maybe they
They're
should.
not the
You know what?
same.
You know what? That does look like face.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so that's a knot.
So I'm gonna wait till I see one in person and can get one in my hands, and I'll make my final.
I think they're out
judgment
now.
then.
I think they're out now.
So this is
they're
this
not at
is
my
not a
Target or
helmet.
Walmart. So
this is not a helmet. This is just a head.
And this is awesome. This is out
that
now
correct?
as well.
Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's a
not-
1-to-1 scale life size.
So you just set it on your counter, and he tells you the history of Star Wars.
Oh, does he? Does he talk?
I know it lights up. I don't think it talks, so I could be wrong.
Wouldn't that be cool though? If like you know how there's that story that he tells like the Ewoks about the Rebel Alliance. Like if he sat on your counter and basically told you the stories of Star Wars,
or if
You'd
you
have
just
to have red
installed
eyes.
your Amazon Alexa underneath it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like,
Hey,
and-
C-3PO, and you go, hello.
and if the you could get the eyes to turn red.
Yeah. I think this looks fantastic.
Now-
I've already seen some reviews on it, and it's 1-to-1 scale. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, his eyes do turn red.
how much was this thing?
Like 120 bucks
119.
or something.
Really, just
Who
that? Oh, well,
Who
that's
put
not
this
bad.
out?
Disney. So Disney makes those two helmets now. That purple clone trooper,
So,
someone else, and now this
so this is obviously made by Mattel.
made by Disney.
I don't think Disney's making toys.
McFarlane?
Disney's been making toys for
No,
100 years.
they're outsourcing it to somebody. All right, and then Hiya Toys is now going to do Star Trek.
Oh.
Well, they've always done Star Trek, but I believe this is now a 6-inch scale Star Trek. And previously, I think they were doing 375 with Star Trek and Judge Dredd and Predator and Alien.
So this is the figure that they wanted to start with.
I'm not sure. It's just I noticed it was 6-inch.
They've been dabbling into the.
And they're up and coming bigger company, but it's still an import, so it's not like sold in stores in North America.
Here's the thing that's interesting. I know they did a reboot. They have like 3 films and stuff like that, but I don't think any of these guys are coming back for another Star Trek film or anything like that. I think it's going to get a reboot again with new people. And I just feel like it being so short-lived, should they have just went back to the OG characters?
Well, maybe their licenses for more than just this franchise, but I believe they are still planning on making another Star Trek with this. Right. Everyone that's still alive.
I don't think so. I feel like
I thought it was dead too, but I don't know.
I thought it was done. I
thought Pine, that's the guy's name.
Yeah, I thought when Quentin Tarantino was trying to get into the act, they just said, no, we'll just kill it now because we don't need a Star Trek Pulp Fiction.
I would watch.
Yeah. All right, and then statue from McFarlane.
I think these are fantastic, and he's doing a great job with them. I wish he would just use other freaking artists. Like these are this is a McFarlane Hulk, and then he's releasing McFarlane Wolverine, and other people drew these characters, right? Like, where's the Dale Keown Hulk? Where's Kirby Hulk?
This statue comes with the letters.
Yes.
Okay.
It's based on a comic cover that Todd.
I understand that it comes from a cover. I've seen it.
The Wolverine one, if you got that picture, is even better.
Which one?
The Wolverine one.
But I thought one of the ones was a Liefeld.
So he printed. Statue. Yeah, he's like I said, he's done like 12 or 13 of these now. 3 of them are not by Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
So Liefeld did the Deadpool, which he should have. But look at that Hulk printed on the blades there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm just looking at the end of his. No, I guess that's just a shadow. It's fine. Never mind. All right, and then here is the Captain America.
Aren't these out already?
Yeah,
not these 3.
I've seen a couple of them. Not these, but I've seen a couple of them.
Give him. Well, there's another Captain America.
Is that the 12-inch?
Yeah,
and he's got 2 sizes of these too, so it's going to even get more complicated.
Yeah, those are $50 too for the 12. That's a little steep.
We can always count on McFarlane for putting out something during the week.
Without a doubt, dude. So how many guesses from the panel here? How many toys will Todd McFarlane release this upcoming week, Monday to Friday?
Oh, okay? We're taking guesses.
Let's take a guess because it's he's down. He's down for at least 4.
Are we counting like the special EQL stuff? I would say 12. 12 things will get shown off.
Even Warhammer counts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
10.
I guess 7.
All right, Magneto. I just feel like this is 3D printed because on his chest, I feel like I see the 3D print lines.
Yeah,
it might be. These might be 3D printed painted samples.
Yeah, that Hulk looked good, but I mean, have you guys seen the Spider-Man and the Captain America in store?
Yeah, they're not.
I haven't seen any in store yet.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're not especially
they're
those
not
the price point.
They're not anything that I would buy at the store. All right, this is SH Figure Arts.
Yeah, a new release of Han and Chewie. The Han looks fantastic.
Yeah,
does
they look good.
I don't know. That knee joint looks weird.
The Chewbacca looks odd, and so doesn't Han Solo looks odd as head sculpt.
Well,
compared to your best Han Solo and Black Series, these ones
that's for sure.
Yeah. I think that Han Solo kind of looks like the image, the picture of me back in 3rd grade.
Are you trying to say that you look like Harrison Ford?
Well, I have a photo out there where I'm wearing that same outfit.
Bragging camp's over.
Not for me, man. It's always bragging camp.
All right, and then Warhammer, the Space Marine.
Oh, look at that!
I like the other guy in the trench coat.
I don't know if I pulled that up.
Who did this one?
That's McFarlane. I mean,
oh yeah, I see it there now.
This is a weekly Todd McFarlane show now.
Yeah,
it truly is. McFarlane.
Look, more McFarlane.
Look, here's what I think is interesting about these. These little Game of Thrones statues are like an inch or 2 inches. So there's zero detail in them at all. And if you look at the zoom ins, it looks like I painted them.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're like I think they're like page puncher size.
Yeah,
wow.
So I mean, not interested at all. If they were like 6 inch
really bad
figures, I'd totally be like, oh yeah, there's a couple that I
so it's more the bust is the main collectible in this collection, I believe. And it might come with like a bookmark or
So hold on, wait. It comes with the bust or the figure or both.
Yeah,
bust,
it's a little statue,
little tiny figure, and then this little flag thing.
What is it, like a page puncher size figure?
Yeah, it's like
2
2
inches. The figures I believe are less than 3 inches, and the busts are like to scale, so like 5 or 6 inch busts.
Like a B cup.
Yeah,
like a B cup.
I mean, I see headshots. I don't see any bust shots.
Gap is saying that I'm not telling us, but I'm really.
It's not my thing because I think this license has kind of gone away. Like it's not.
I have asked
there's
McFarlane,
a show, but it's doing really poor, isn't it?
Yeah, no, this show's actually doing really good. I sent McFarlane regularly. I go to their website and try to send them emails to ask if they would put me on their promotionals and send me like their images and stuff like that. And every email that I send comes back undeliverable because I'm blocked somehow.
Are you kidding me?
Actually interviewed
I'm totally serious. I'll show one of the emails, and you guys can. Somebody who's a web connoisseur can tell me if it's just maybe my DNS or something's off, or they just don't like Gmail or whatever.
They don't like you.
You should get a ghostwriter to email on your behalf because he was on the Junkman's live stream, or he was on the Junkman's
that explains it. Then we're not in the same class, me and him.
Well, that's what I mean. He'll do anybody if he goes on his channel.
Anyways, this is the Still Brigade for breast cancer awareness from Valaverse. I thought I'd show this off because I thought it was pretty cool that they're actually giving part of the proceeds to
definitely
breast cancer awareness. So that's kind of cool. A little bit different if you wanted to pick something like this up for, maybe not for your collection, but just because. And then Ramen has their Razor and the Racer, thanks to Danny. Yes, you wanted to ask a question? Oh, he's excited.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered. I already got it.
Oh, nice. Did you? This one?
Yeah, the other one, the metal black one.
Oh, the black.
You got
on black.
Both?
No, I deliberated on the Inferno one. The problem I have is that with the other one that he released, the Inferno pack was an accessory pack.
It still is.
But this one, it's just the orange wheels. It doesn't come with the black wheels.
Oh yeah, the Inferno. If you buy the Inferno car, it only comes with red wheels.
So I went with the black one because I figured I can make those flame effects anyway. So
right, yeah. That black one is cool because the chrome stuff is like a black chrome on it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this looks like the one that I'd be so interested in because I know that you can take all those like little additions off and just have like a normal kind of beater looking car. Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to drive around with the windshield thing and the scoop and the little things on the wheels because those should be just connected by magnets or whatever. And then you can have like your broken down car sitting in the background. I thought would be pretty cool.
And that one has, and then an early bird price.
Yeah. And then Close Combat Operative from Soldiers of Fortune. This went up for pre-order. So I think it's kind of cool that they're putting out a whole bunch of different figures. I just wish that, especially with like those Fresh Monkey Fictions, they would actually get to a point where they were sending them out.
I call this guy Fake Pool. It's cool, be, right? Like that's exactly what they're coloring it after, right?
Yeah. Could be.
There's a lot of accessories.
helmet and stuff like that. I do like it. I wonder if that helmet will fit on this other head though. This one that looks kind of off.
The monkey looking one?
Yeah. So that's,
is that a monkey head? It looks like a
probably
helmet.
because that's their whole thing, right? It's part of these
fresh monkey
the monster variations.
Yeah. But who knows when these figures will ever be available? Has anybody received one besides the 2 YouTubers that they sent directly?
Well, I saw Robo did a review on them, but I think
he was sent the entire wave.
I think he purchased them.
I don't think that's true. I think if you watch the video again, he says they sent them to him.
I rarely watch people's videos again.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's Dino doing popcorn witch buckets. I'll watch those over and over.
You are the one watching his videos over and over again.
The Wicked, right? You like the Wicked.
Pay those bills.
Right. And then some real small pin company guy is making these enamel pins. And the crazy part about this is if you pre-order it, it's like gambling because there's like a bonus pin that you cannot pick that you're just going to randomly get. You're not going to know what it is. It's almost like gambling.
I'm not sure this is vintage or retro style packaging though. I don't think
it's definitely not vintage style.
Yeah,
packaging.
it's just.
I have a question for you guys.
The box never looked like that when we were kids.
So I like having fun with my names of my pins and stuff. So this I have the Ken Walker. Should I change it to CH-KN just to keep it 4 letters? Or does this
yes,
look okay?
You know, do you want me to tell you why I think you should change the letters?
Yes.
Somebody might be offended if you keep it this way.
Okay. That's why I'm asking, because I haven't had any comments on it yet, but I've also not sold 8 million of them. So I mean, I wonder why people aren't buying 8 million of them.
It could, like somebody sees that there might be somebody out there who would say, "Oh, what the hell is this crap?"
Like people that like chimichangas, those people?
No.
Chicken lovers?
No.
Only Vern would be offended.
Right.
Cool. Thanks for sharing, Vern. Yeah, this is my latest pin design mini box. I will be making mini boxes today from my cardboard that I can't find. The pin will be about that size. So about the same size as my enamelian falcon. And
I got to clarify. The only reason I said that somebody might be offended because it's kind of Star Wars related. And it's like the only property in the world where if you do something, people just want to be offended by anything Star Wars. That's the only reason I'm mentioning it.
Yeah.
Which pins? It does look like a chicken.
Like the Slumlord?
Yeah, but you're spelling it chi, like chi.
Like
Ken.
I know.
And
that's
Ken, come on.
They're Asian names.
It's prototype stage. So somebody who pre-orders 2 will get one of 4 prototype boxes as a bonus.
Whoa.
Nice.
So I like to make prototype boxes to make sure everything fits and all my English spelling is correct and stuff like that. But I'll include those 4 prototype boxes with one of the pre-orders as well.
So if I ordered one of those,
I'll sign it Rick Strong. And
if I ordered one of those
pennies.
enamel pens and I threw away the box, would the enamel pen still be worth the same? With or without the box?
I would say no, because these boxes cost me almost as much as the damn pins do from the manufacturer. They're not cheap.
So
yeah, but he's not worried about his cost to you. He's worried about his resale costs.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you know what? Have a look at some of my pins on eBay and you'll see what some people resell some of the chick sold out ones for. It's stupid, man.
I think those convention exclusive ones that you did or whatever those things are, I think resell pretty high, right?
Which ones?
You did some sort of convention thing for Star Wars World or whatever. I think those ones have some sort of.
Is that the Canadian theme park?
Yeah, like that. I don't know. This week is LA Comic Con. I was going to drive up there. I still have tomorrow potentially to go. They did give me a press pass for it, so nice. I might show up tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I was going to go today, and then I was like, nah, I'd rather do this. because I like hanging
it's
out
right
with
now?
you guys on a Saturday and arguing with Rick for like 45 minutes.
So is next week the New York Comic Con?
What?
Next couple weeks? New York Comic Con's in the next couple weeks,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You know who's supposed to be Star Wars reveals?
You know who's supposed to be at LA Comic Con?
Excuse me.
Carson Teva.
Yes.
Yeah, he's there. He's there signing autographs this weekend.
Speaking of Carson Teva, like I was watching a 1984 episode of 21 Jump Street, and guess who showed up as I don't even know his name now. The Asian 21 Jump Street guy's father was a young Captain Carson Teva.
Is that hilarious that his whole career he's been like the parent?
But I wonder if this was one of his first roles, because I bet he was like 30 years old or younger.
That's what I'm saying.
He was probably hair.
He was probably 5 years older than the actor.
He was, yeah. The actors were all 21.
Yeah, so are you going to take your custom?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to take your custom figure with you?
I was thinking about because I know he's charging for autographs, so I was wondering if I took my figure and then walked up where they're signing and just say, "Hey, I want to give this to him," and see if better get him, and if he would come out and like get it from me.
It's always worked for me, Vern. When I
what are you gonna do? Yeah, come get it, come get it.
No. I think that the way they do it at LA Comic Con from pictures is there's like a room kind of in the middle of the floor where it has like a door where people wait in line or something like that, and you go through that way. You can't just take pictures of them sitting at a table. And I think like I tell whoever's doing the door and say, "Hey, I got this thing and I want to give it to this to Paul Sung Lee or whatever," they'll go tell him.
Well, if you screw up his name like that, they're just going to be like, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
But yeah, do it, Vern. It's like I said, it's worked for me every time I've ever done that.
Friday, supposedly Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd and they were all there at LA Comic Con. And then I think today, Hayden Christensen was supposed to be there also and stuff like that. But those guys all sign all their autographs, and I am not going to be paying.
Yeah, they pay way too.
Later
I
in
would
the month,
pay anything for Michael J. Fox, even though he's like probably lives a block away from me.
Later in the month, all the guys from the original Land of the Lost are going to be down here.
Wow.
Yeah, they were over by me, John.
Yeah, I want to go. And I just got Hal Rowell's signature. He was the voice of Miss Piggy. He was the Predator a couple times. He was Transformers.
So did you ask him to make the Predator voice? Is that all he did during the movie? Like,
John, that picture is fantastic.
Yeah, it shows all. He was Deep Six in G.I. Joe, and he's
was Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, he was Marvin the Martian. Wow. Animal.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool.
What's that, Raphael? Right? Yeah, Raphael.
What about TV news or anything like that?
We already did that. Anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Toy Duo team on Saturday. Thanks to you guys for hanging out. Rick, we're not like most people. Me and Rick can disagree and we can argue, and I think like unless he's really upset, I'm just speaking for myself.
Rick
I'm not
upset. It's all scripted, Vern.
Yeah.
After the show,
it's all water under the bridge. Because I'm a strong believer that people can have differences of opinions and can debate stuff out and argue about it.
Uncomfortable that whole time,
and still walk around and be like, that's just how the world should work, because people should be able to have candid conversation with each other and call each other out when we don't think we're correct, especially when I'm always right.
Well, it's your show. You can do it. You can be right all the time, even when you're wrong.
I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time on the Toy Duo team.
Stay awesome, everybody.
Cheers.
I feel the need for speed.
If anybody watched that was watch last night. It was actually
Toys.